How to configure automation settings in WHMCS. This tutorial assumes you've already logged into your WHMCS admin panel. Now let's learn how to configure our automation settings. Click the Setup tab. Then click Automation Settings. In order for the automation settings to work, you must have the WHMCS cron job set up. For details on how this is done, watch the tutorial earlier in this series. The first box of settings controls automatic account suspension and termination. Note that this will only function properly once WHMCS has been set up to work with your control panel. Let's change the number of days a payment can be late before an account is suspended. Click here to enable automatic account termination and set the number of days past the due date before termination. Now for the billing automation settings. The client will always receive email notification of an invoice when it's generated the number of days before the due date specified here. You can set up reminder notifications here, which will only be sent if the invoice remains unpaid. You can also add a late fee after a set number of days. Next is the credit card charging settings. You can specify the number of days before the due date to attempt to capture the payment. You also have the option of attempting the payment only once, or upon failure, retrying every week for X amount of weeks. When a credit card on file is about to expire, WHMCS will notify the client on the specified date of the month prior. There are only two currency auto-update settings. By default, WHMCS will attempt to update the exchange rates every day automatically. Product prices, however, will not be updated daily to reflect the exchange rates unless you check this box. The domain reminder settings allow you to specify the frequency at which notices will be sent prior to a domain name's renewal date. You can set up to 5 notices. You can also auto-close inactive support tickets after a specified number of hours. When finished with all your changes, click Save Changes. This is the end of the tutorial. You now know how to configure your automation settings in WHMCS.